Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to the December-January Smart Trading Bi-Monthly newsletter. I hope you've all had a happy Christmas and New Year. I know it's been tough in some areas of Australia with all the fires raging. We were visiting family on the south coast of New South Wales after Christmas and they were bordering on the fire areas. And it was just devastating to see everything that was happening down there while we were there and what is still going on around a lot of Australia. You really do feel helpless when you see tragedy occur, just like you can feel helpless in the markets as it is out of your control. While we can manage our risk in the market, it is not something we can do in all areas of our life. So where you can manage risk, make sure you do it as it's very important. And in the stock market, it's the only control you have. And making sure you have a very strict money management strategy in your trading plan that you adhere to. Now the new year has brought some nice moves into the markets with the Aussie today breaking into blue sky territory. So is this a sign of a bull market continuation for 2020 and the start of this new decade? We all hope it is, and so do I, but of course I never trade on hope. What I do know is I will be enjoying the ride for as long as it lasts for, with the goal of maximising on the strength of the bullish moves and following my exits if things change along the way. So let me give you an update on my trading, but before I do, I just need to remind you that I'm not licensed to provide any personal investment advice. This video and all the charts and trades I share are for illustrative purposes only, and I'm just showing you how I view the current market, and I'm sharing that with you. So let's head on over to Metastock. On the screen here is the ASX 200, and it's a daily chart, and today the markets broke to blue sky territory. The Aussie market has struggled for a very long time to break beyond this line, this resistance area I have on the chart. It has tested it many times, tried, and always closed below it. If we have a look at the weekly chart and we zoom out, the last time it was above this area was in 2007 before the GFC hit. We had our biggest bull market between 2003 to 2007, and then it was followed by a very quick bear market. And we have been slowly edging higher over a number of years since then, but have really struggled to move beyond that point. We've had struggles and resistances come up along the way, but the biggest one of late is moving into blue sky territory. And today it finally broke through. And this is also supported with what's been happening in the US market. If we look at the S&P 500, this is a weekly chart of the top 500 stocks. It's been in blue sky territory for a very long time, but more recently, after its sideways move again, it broke up as well and has been moving very strongly for quite some time. So it's good to see that Aussie has finally pushed through. There's been a lot of world markets that have been doing very well. Late last year and into the new year, it's looking very positive for the Aussie markets right now. So do you have a strategy to capitalise on the markets while they're running strong? If you don't, now's a good time to learn and get a strategy. I teach all my trading strategies in the Ultimate Smart Trading Mentor course. And if you're new to trading, I do have beginners courses. I've got a Charting 101 course that will teach you how to read charts and find healthy shares. So if you have been following my newsletters for a while, you know that I predominantly trade two systems. A long-term weekly system, that's my long-only system, and that aims to hold shares for as long as they will be healthy for. And I've been building up a portfolio of shares for quite some time with this system. Shares will come in and shares will go out, but I want to stay with those shares for as long as they're healthy for. Then in between, I've got my medium-term daily system, which I can turn on and off as my life suits. So that trades both long and short in direction and focuses on holding CFDs from a few days to a few weeks. So they're my two core trading systems that I trade, and that's what I teach as part of my mentor course. And I continue to support all my mentor clients with a mastermind program where they get access to a discussion forum, detailed video updates, and a couple of webinars throughout the year. So let's head back on over to Metastock and let me give you an update on a couple of trades I've shared with you previously in my last newsletter update and see how they are going. So this is a share I entered into on the 25th of October. It was a new share that I had just added. It had this beautiful breakout, came up in my system. I liked what I saw, so I entered into it. And when I talk about coming up in my system, that means when I ran my exploration on the market that day or that week, this share came up and it met all my trading rules. So the way the scan works is I click on one of my scans, I start an exploration, and it runs a report for me, and it will bring up any shares that meet my entry criteria, and they are the shares that I will look at from that report. So that's how you can narrow down the shares without having to wade through hundreds of stocks. So I know this report is generating a list of shares that meet my entry criteria. And anytime you see an arrow on the chart, it means that it would have come up in my scan when I ran it. And that's exactly what happened with this share. I entered into it and I then track the trade with a stop loss. So this share has fallen back since I entered into it, but it hasn't hit my stop loss. And I would like to now see it rebound off this uptrend line that's in place and move back upwards. But of course, I've got no idea if that's going to happen. Time will tell. If it does, then I have a strategy to maximize on it, and I will add to the trade at certain price points, which I'll show you I have done with other shares as well. So the next trade that I shared with you in my market update was this share that I entered into on the 29th of August at 307. Now this one has continued to move up quite nicely, and my trailing stop loss has also moved up nicely. And I'm in a position now where my stop loss is in profit, so I will not lose any money if this share hits my stop loss. I've also received a dividend along the way, and at certain price points I will add to this trade. Now here's an example of a trade that I have just added to recently. This one I shared with you also that I'd entered into on the 23rd of April after it moved up very strongly and came up in my scans. It continued to move higher and it's now in blue sky territory. It met my trading rules and I can now pyramid and buy more. So my goal is to maximize and add to trades as they prove themselves to me. And I'll risk some of my open profits to buy more. I never put myself back into a losing situation. I've also received a couple of dividends on this trade as well. Now the next trade is one where I've actually pyramided 3 times into this one. So I shared this one with you and I had entered into it on the 26th of February, bought more again on the 20th of August, and I was waiting for it to break beyond resistance of $8 to buy some more. It did exactly that this week, so I have added to this trade again. So I'm completely maximizing on this trend, and all I need to do is sit back and track my trailing stop loss on this trade. And it's all about trade management. So as you build up your portfolio and you become fully invested in the market, you're just managing your trades that you have open, and you need to have a strategy to do that. Now, a new trade that I've just opened this week is this one here. There's been a lot of opportunities coming up in my scans with the market being very strong, and I'm feeling very confident with continuing to add new trades as they become available. So this share had taken a strong fall over a number of years and had fallen down to some low points where it bounced around and got some support. It was then struggling to break $3 where it had some resistance from the past and a lot of touches around $3. And this week it broke through and it came up in my scan. I liked what I saw, it met my trading rules, so I have taken on board a new trade with this one. If it's going to start a nice healthy uptrend, I will be able to continue to add to this trade and pyramid on it and track it. So that's a new trade that's been added into the portfolio. So that's an update on the trades that I previously shared with you in my bi-monthly newsletter. And right now I've taken a break from my daily swing trading system because I've been away over Christmas and we have visitors staying with us and we have a lot going on. So I can't be focused on the market every day. So my weekly system always stays open, and I'll keep it open even when I'm traveling and have things going on. Well, my daily system I can turn on and off depending on what's going on in my life and how much time I have to dedicate to trading. So the weekly system is something that I don't need to spend as much time on. The daily system I at least need to spend half an hour a day on to run my daily scans, look for opportunities, update my trades and so on. So it is good to have multiple systems that you might be trading at different times. And also my daily system will go short when my weekly long-term system will not go short. So if the market changes and becomes bearish, I can short sell with my daily swing trading system using CFDs. So just a reminder, my book Smart Trading Plans is available. If you don't have a trading plan, I can't stress enough how important that is. You can buy that from my website and I'll personally post it to you, or it's available in bookstores and you can order it in. Also in Kindle version from Amazon. And if you haven't been to my website before, make sure you check it out and download my free special report, which will give you my top 10 mistakes that new traders make. And as part of downloading that report, you will go into my database and you will get an email every 2 months when I record my new bi-monthly update. Well, goodbye for now, and I look forward to sharing more with you in 2020.